Everyone's fun around. My name is Jordan. I'm going to try to do a quick breakdown for Saturday because I'm getting this out a lot later than normal. I'm filming this in the morning. There are 7 different games. You will see images that come up on the screen on both sides. It's from a data app called Outlier. There'll be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So let's try to do a quick breakdown of these games. First game is a 1 o'clock game. The Clippers versus the Hornets. Clippers are 1.5 point favorites. Clippers won't have Kawhi or Derrick Jones, and the Hornets' Trey Mann is questionable. For the Clippers, they give up the 7th most assists, and LaMelo Ball has hit his assist line in 100% of games so far this year. He's still on a minutes limit, it looks like, where he's playing around 28 minutes. They haven't announced that or anything, but it looks like just about 7 minutes a quarter he is playing, but he's still crushing this, and he's got a good matchup. Look out for LaMelo assists, maybe bump it down a little bit. Clippers, they give up the 5th most points to the shooting guard position, and Colin Sexton has only missed his line in 2 games this year, so his points line is looking pretty low. Didn't find anything I liked for the Clippers, and for a lean, I will lean the Hornets at home versus the Clippers. This next one's the Knicks versus the Magic. Knicks are 1.5 point favorites. Brunson is probable, OG Anunoby is out, and Paolo Banchero remains out for the Magic. I know this one hurt some people's feelings because it missed and it was a 100% hit rate play, and a lot of people came back and said, oh man, that play sucked, even though it was a 100% hit rate play. I'm going to go right back to it. Mitchell Robinson over first quarter rebounds. Still at 2.5. The payout is still nice. He's playing 8 minutes a quarter in the first quarter now. So he plays about 20 to 24 minutes. So he plays almost half of his minutes or a third of his minutes in the first quarter. So he did have 5 against the Magic earlier this year on November 12th. And like I said, in the starting lineup. And, it's still a very good hit rate, even though it missed last game. And this is the matchup that I've called out for Curry. I've called out for Harden, and they both have come through. And now the matchup is for Jalen Brunson on points. Magic give up the 3rd most points to the point guard position. Jalen Brunson did have 31 against them on November 12th, and he is set to have another big game. So you're up next, Jalen Brunson, for the one to crush the Magic at the point guard position. So for the Magic, the Knicks give up the 2nd most threes overall. Last time we talked about Tristan da Silva's points. I don't hate it, but with Paolo Banchero out, his 3-pointers, he's averaging 7 attempts a game, and he's averaging 3 makes a game. So he's been crushing his 3-points line as well. So I do like him there. And then as for a lean, the Magic have actually been playing pretty well the past few games with Banchero out. So we're going to lean the Magic at home against the Knicks as underdogs. Next one is the Hawks against the Pelicans. Hawks are 8.5 point favorites. Pelicans will be on a back-to-back. Zion Williamson is questionable. Probably will sit this one out on the back-to-back. And Jordan Poole is doubtful. And for the Hawks, Okongwu is questionable. So first quarter prop that hit last time. And speaking of first quarter props, I'm pretty sure every single one hit, last video. So all the people who are like, man, give up on the first quarter props just because of one bad day. If they faded all of them and took the opposite, then they didn't cash anything. So first quarter prop that hit last time is Nickeil Alexander-Walker over points. This line hasn't changed. The Pelicans give up the 7th most overall points, and he keeps on crushing this. One of the better scorers for the Hawks this season. And then for the Pelicans, they dropped Jeremiah Fear's rebound. Points line, it bumped up a little bit if you want to go with his points, but his rebounds line, and the Hawks give up the 8th most rebounds to teams this year. He's covered that rebounds line 7 out of 9 games with Jordan Poole out. So as for a lean, I'm going to lean the Hawks with the Pelicans on a back-to-back, and Zion potentially not playing on this back-to-back. So the next game is the Pistons versus the Bucks. Pistons are 8.5 point favorites. For the Pistons, Tobias Harris and Jaden Ivey both got called up to the NBA, and they are questionable. So that is big for them. That means the Pistons could potentially be very healthy and have all of their main guys back. So the Bucks, they will not have Giannis. Lines here were pretty tough to find because they have Tobias Harris lines and Jaden Ivey mixed in, and it's affecting other people's lines. And we don't know if they're going to play or not. And then all the Giannis, with Giannis out, all the Bucks lines are high, but they have a tough matchup versus the Pistons. So I don't like any props that I was looking at for this game. So I'm gonna lean the Pistons here on the road, with their spread, Giannis out, and with them potentially being very healthy. So that's about halfway through. If you guys could, please like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, just leave a comment for the algorithm. Just put a W there. Helps get this video out there for more people to see. And also, I want to shout out a couple of social sports books. If you have not seen my videos, you can bet these in states where you can't use DraftKings or FanDuel. You can bet money lines, spreads, you can single bet, you can do parlays, everything like that. And Onyx Odds, everyone has been loving it, telling me how great they think Onyx Odds is. So Onyx Odds is doing bet 10, get 100. Novig is another social sports book. You bet 5, get 50. So both of those together, you can just bet $15, you get 150 to play with, and you can line shop on those. And then Underdog Fantasy is a competitor to PrizePicks. They are doing bet 5, get 100. That is awesome promo. I know it's limited time. Don't know when it's going to go away, but all together you can put down $20 and get $250 to play around with. Promo code is fine around 11. I'll put links in the pinned comment for those. This next game is the Wizards versus the Bulls. Bulls are 12.5-point favorites. Both of these teams will be on a back-to-back, and both these teams just lost by 30 points on Friday night. Alex Sarr is questionable for the Wizards, and then the Bulls, Montes Bucelis is doubtful, and Kobe White is probable. So the Wizards give up the most points to teams this year, and the Bulls give up the 5th most points to teams this year. So if this stays somewhat competitive, we could have a lot of points scored. A guy that I do like is Kobe White. He has played great this year whenever he has played. Just a couple of games, and he has crushed his line at 20 points. He's averaging 26 points a game this year, and he did not play the front end of the back-to-back, so he will be one of the fresher players on the court. I like him for 20 plus at home, and also his assist line looks pretty low. He has been crushing it with assists. You could also look at Kobe White's assists. You could combine them, take them separately if you want to, but he's averaging 7.5 assists over the past 2 games with 11 potential assists. And then as for a lean for this one, I'm going to lean the Bulls. I think they just have the more talented players, and they're at home here. Next one is the Grizzlies versus the Mavericks. Mavericks are 1.5-point favorites. Mavericks will be on a back-to-back, and they just barely beat the Pelicans. The Grizzlies, John Morant and Triple J are doubtful. Actually, Morant's out. Triple J is doubtful. Mavericks, Lively and D'Angelo Russell are questionable. Lively sat on the front end of the back-to-back, so he could play in this one. And a guy that we went with last night that cashed very well. Going to point him out again. Max Christie for his threes. Usually on back-to-backs, jump shooters are hurt a little bit, so would be a little bit careful. You could bump this down to 2 3-pointers made. That's why you see that on the screen. Grizzlies are giving up the 8th most 3-pointers, so this would be a good parlay piece. But I'll show you his at home. Over 3-pointers made. He's hit in all but 2 games this year, and he knocked down 4 against Memphis on November 7th. So if you just want to go for that plus money, I'd advise you single bet it, but you can do whatever you want. So he's got a good matchup. And then a random one I found for the Grizzlies. The Mavericks give up the 3rd most rebounds to teams, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, his rebounds line is very low, and he's only missed his rebounds line in 2 games this year. So he had 3 versus the Mavericks earlier this year, and he just keeps on hitting it. Just one of those random props that people don't put on their parlays, they don't think about. As for a lean for this one, I like the Grizzlies. They played pretty well the last time out. They blew out the Kings, who were on a back-to-back by 40 points. So they get the Mavericks here on a back-to-back, and they're playing pretty well without John Morant. And Triple J were both out for that one. So I'll lean the Grizzlies as underdogs. And this last one's the Kings versus the Nuggets. Nuggets are 10.5-point favorites. Nuggets will be on a back-to-back, and Domantas Sabonis is out for the Kings, which they have not been playing that great with him out. For the Nuggets, Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown have already been ruled out. Nuggets have won both matchups this year versus the Kings. The Nuggets have also covered the spread in both back-to-backs so far this year, and they're very good at home. So I'm not going to point point out the Cameron Johnson under threes. I know it hit last night, but with Aaron Gordon out, he plays a lot more minutes and takes more volume, so it could get a little bit more sweaty. He just took 2 attempts last night, so I liked it because Aaron Gordon was playing. So one prop that I did find for this game was Dennis Schroeder. I checked with Domantas Sabonis out. He is averaging 6 assists a game, and he has hit his assist line in 4 out of 5 games. Just the one bad game was his against the Thunder, which is a very, very tough matchup. I actually got to this prop because his rebounds assist is a 100% hit rate with Domantas Sabonis out. But to add on his rebounds is +3 to his assist, and he was rarely getting that extra. Like, he got the rebounds versus the Thunder, and that's why it was a 100% hit rate. But more often than not, it's better to not add the rebounds. So that's why I'm just pointing out the assist alone for this game. And then there was a bunch of other stuff that I don't like because of the Nuggets back-to-back and Aaron Gordon being out. A lot of lines are high, and then a lot of Kings players are really hard to trust right now. So I'm going to lean the Nuggets at home to get a win here versus the Kings. So that is a quick breakdown. I can get this edited and get it out to you all. If you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You hop on in there. Talk about these lines all day. I know there's a 1 o'clock game. That's why I'm kind of like rushing to get this out. So God bless you all. It's fun around. My name is Jordan. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.